With the launch of Season 18, we got a brand new artifact, and that means we got brand new champion mods. And with it, we got the anti-barrier scout rifle mod. This means that scout rifles are now a massive part of the meta, and we need to know what the best scout rifles for PvE are. Well, stick around because I'm going to break it down right now. Before we jump into this, I just want to say I'm not going over any exotic weapons. Exotics are amazing, but I'm focusing specifically on legendary weapons here. Now, there are so many scout rifles to pick from that I had to limit it to about 1 or 2 per damage type, but there are certainly more than that absolutely dominate in this game. When it comes to barrels and magazines, I like Arrowhead Break and Alloy Magazine, but this is really dependent on the player. I think there's tons and tons of god rolls for these, and it really depends on how the player likes to use the weapon. Now, first up, let's jump into the KINETIC slot and talk about the overall best choice, and this is the Tears of Contrition. This weapon is really good for lots of reasons, but because it's craftable, the enhanced perks make it that much better. Now, let's jump straight into the god roll so I can explain why this weapon is so good. As far as the god roll goes, I'm going for Arrowhead Break for that perfect recoil direction and that plus 10 handling, and then I'm going for Alloy Magazine so that I can reload faster when the magazine is empty. As far as the perks go, we're going for Triple Tap, so when you rapidly land precision hits, you'll return 1 round to the magazine, and the enhanced version increases the amount of time you have to hit each precision shot. For the second column, we've got lots of choices here. We have 4 times the charm, and this allows us to do the exact same thing as Triple Tap, but every 4 precision shots you hit, you'll get 2 bullets back. So in theory, with this weapon, you can shoot probably 50 or 60 bullets without reloading. It's absolutely ridiculous, but 4th times the charm is not the first perk I'm going for. I am going for Explosive Payload because Triple Tap and Explosive Payload is a beastly combo where I won't have to reload very much and I'm going to be putting out tons and tons of damage. As far as the masterwork goes, I really don't care which one I pick. If you want to pick up the Tears of Contrition, it comes from Containment on the Moon, meaning that it is paid content. So for all my free-to-play players out there, we also have Servant Leader. If you want to pick up this weapon for yourself, it comes from the Gambit playlist, so just go play Gambit and you are sure to get it. We're going for Arrowhead Break and Alloy Magazine, just like the first weapon. And then for the first perk column, we got 4 times the charm, Rapid Hit, or Subsistence. And for the last column, we have Rampage, All for One, Multi-Kill Clip, or Frenzy. They're all fantastic perks, and this weapon can really be customized to whatever your playstyle is, so be sure to pick this one up if you don't have the Tears of Contrition. Moving on to Solar, there's lots of good options here, like the Vision of Confluence and the Trustee, but the all-time best one right now is the Staccato 46, and this is because it can get some ridiculous perks right now. As far as the barrel and the magazine go, we're looking for Arrowhead Break and Alloy Magazine again. With the first column, we're going for Triple Tap, and then the second column, we're going for Incandescent or Explosive Payload. Incandescent is perfect for Solar builds because you're going to be spreading Scorch upon killing targets, and then Explosive Payload is good for just some extra damage. Moving from Solar, we're going to jump right into Arc, and we have the Tarnished Metal, and this comes from Season 18, Season of the Plunder. Just go play some seasonal activities and you're bound to get this weapon. As far as the god roll goes, we're going for Arrowhead Break, Alloy Magazine, and then for the perks, we want 4 times the charm or Demolitionist. They're both fantastic perks. And then we also have Explosive Payload, Dragonfly, Volt Shot, or Multi-Kill Clip. This weapon has a ton of perks that you can go with, and in my opinion, the best one you can get is 4 times the charm and Explosive Payload, because every 4 precision shots you hit, you're getting 2 bullets back, and then on all of those hits, you're doing some extra damage, which is absolutely fantastic. If you want to put this in an arc build, Volt Shot is really good, because after you get a kill and you reload, this weapon is going to start jolting targets. Now, because the Tarnished Metal is part of a season, and that is paid content, I also have a free-to-play option, and this is the Eternal Blazon. As far as the god roll goes on this weapon, we're looking for the Flash HS5 Sight, Alloy Magazine, and then for the first perk column we have Overflow or Rapid Hit, and then for the last column we have one perk, and that is One for All. One for All is going to give you a 35% damage increase if you hit 3 separate targets, so it's super easy to get that. Just kind of spray and pray and you'll be doing some extra damage. With Rapid Hit, every time you hit a precision shot, you're going to be decreasing the amount of time it takes to reload and increasing the amount of stability you have. And then there's Overflow, where when you pick up a special weapon, you're going to overflow this magazine, and it can get up to like 40 shots. This is a very good perk. Overflow and One for All are a perfect perk combo for this weapon. If you want to pick up this weapon, it's a Vanguard drop, so you're just going to have to play Vanguard playlist until you get it. It might be a little hard to get, but it's definitely worth it if you can't get the Tarnished Metal. Moving on from Arc, we're going to jump into Void, and we have quite possibly the best PvE scout rifle in the game right now, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce its name, but the nickname in the community is just Doom, and it comes from the King's Fall raid, and it is absolutely fantastic, specifically because of the perks that it can get on this thing. As far as the god roll goes, we're going for Arrowhead Break and Alloy Magazine, just like normal, but with the perks, we've got tons and tons of options. In the first column, we have Explosive Payload, Firefly, Stats for All, and Vorpal. And then in the last column, we have Repulsor Brace, One for All, Frenzy, Dragonfly, and Focus Fury. Really, there's lots and lots of options for this thing. And if I'm running a Void build, I'm 100% going to run Repulsor Brace, because this gives me an overshield whenever I defeat a Void debuff target. But if I'm not running a Void build, I'm running One for All to get that 35% damage increase. And in the first perk column, I'm going for Explosive Payload because I want to get that increased damage on every single bullet hit. Firefly is also an option because you can make targets explode and damage other targets around them. And then Stats for All is great because you're going to be increasing your range, stability, and handling upon 3 random hits. Stats for All and One for All is also a ridiculously good roll. Now, the amount of Void Scout Rifles in the game is absolutely massive, so there's lots and lots of choices here. I really quickly want to touch on the Vouchsafe and the Aisha's Embrace. The Vouchsafe is an absolutely fantastic weapon that you can get. It has 4 times the charm and explosive payload, so you're going to be shooting lots of bullets and doing a lot of explosive damage without having to reload too much. And then Aisha's Embrace has the unique triple tap 4 times the charm trait, where you're going to be just throwing out precision shots and not having to reload hardly ever, which is absolutely amazing. Alright, now let's jump into our final category, and this is the Stasis category, and there's only one Stasis Scout Rifle in the entire game right now, and that is the Perseus D. For the barrel, we're going for Arrowhead Break. For the magazine, we want Alloy Magazine, and then for the first perk column, we can go with Rapid Hit, Stats for All, or Shoot to Loot, and then for the last perk column, we have One for All, Explosive Payload, or Headstone. The ultimate god roll for this would be Stats for All and One for All, so that every time you hit 3 separate targets, you're getting a damage increase, and you're also increasing your range, stability, handling, and then decreasing the amount of time it takes to reload, which is a ridiculously good perk combo for only having to hit 3 different targets. If you're not really interested in One for All, you can always go with Explosive Payload for that increased damage all the time. And then if you're trying to put this in a Stasis build, I highly recommend you run Headstone instead, so that you can be creating Stasis crystals after every precision final blow. Well, that is the PvE meta for Scout Rifles this season, and if you're going to pick up any of these, I highly recommend you pick up Doom. It is absolutely fantastic, and I think it is the new best Scout Rifle in the entire game right now. If you learned anything from this video, or you found it entertaining or useful, hit that subscribe button down below and share this video with a friend. It would mean so much to me. Thank you so much for watching, Guardians, and have a wonderful day.